All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call Halayim Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakah Quitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book of the Bible, man. All right. So what I want to do today in this lesson is get into this article, man. It's not really going to be a lesson. It's going to be I'm going to read to you some news to let you know what's happening, what's going on, man. All right? Prophecy watch. All right? So you're not living under a rock. You know what time we're living in, man. All right? So you know everything that we've been telling you and prophesying about is finally come to pass, man. All right? Excuse me real quick. been sick past few days, man. Been coughing like crazy. All right, but anyway, let's read this article, man. The title of this article reads, all right, and this is coming from ABC News. All right, let me see something real quick. Doesn't tell me the date of the article, which is today, I think, actually. But all right, but anyway, it says Iran in full scale, quote unquote, full scale war with U.S., Israel, and Europe. All right, president says. Now, Iran, all right, plays a major part in biblical prophecy. All right, in the end time prophecy. All right, because it's going to be Iran, all right, and Russia, all right, that's going to destroy America, man. In this third world war, it's going to be Russia and all of Russia's allies, man. Even America's allies are going to turn against America, all right, and shoot missiles over here to destroy this place as well. All right, Iran plays a major part in this in last day prophecy and biblical prophecy in this third world war. All right, when you read Ezekiel the 38th chapter, all right, Iran is known as Persia. All right, because it wasn't until, matter of fact, let's get that real quick. All right, when did Persia become Iran? Let's see what the 1935. All right, so it was 1935 when Persia, all right, renamed itself Iran. All right, so when you read about Persia, all right, that's talking about Iran. All right, it tells you how Persia, all right, Libya, all right, is all going to be with Russia, all right, to attack the land of Israel and the land of America. All right, because when you read Ezekiel the 38th chapter, first and foremost, it's talking about Israel. All right, how Russia's going to invade Israel, but it's twofold, man. It's also talking about America because when you read let's get it. All right, when you read Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, right? Iran is known as what? The Carmenians. All right, Iran is known as the Carmenians. All right, so this is Second Ezra 15, and I'll start at verse 28. All right, so it says Second Ezra, all right, the 15th chapter, starting at the 28th verse, it says, "Behold, a horrible vision." All right, so this is a vision, all right, that the prophet Ezra seen. All right, he said a horrible vision. That horrible vision is talking about World War III. All right, because when you read it from the 28th verse all the way down to the last verse, all right, it's talking about World War III. So he said, "Behold, a horrible vision," which is World War III, and the appearance thereof from the east. Yeah, because that's where World War III is going to pop off at, and then it's going to work its way to the west, and then eventually the outcome is the destruction and the downfall of America. And America's never going to rise ever again. Okay? It's going to become a flat land, a desert. All right? And it's never going to be inhabited ever again. All right? Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Bible, thus saith the scriptures. All right? When you read, I think it's Revelation 18, which Revelation 18 is talking about the destruction of America, Babylon, which is America. All right, it talks about how, excuse me, it talks about how the unclean beasts are going to inhabit this place. All right, all the desert animals, all the unclean animals like the lizards, the vultures, the owls, they're all going to inhabit this place. It's going to be a habitation for them, right? But anyway, it says, verse 28, behold, a horrible vision, all right, in the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia, all right, the Arabs, all right, which they're known as Ishmaelites in the Bible, all right, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots. Yeah, so they're going to be involved in this Third World War too, all right, the Arabians, all right, the Arabs, all right. Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth. Yeah, because they're going to be destroyed. They're going to be carried like the wind upon earth. They're going to be destroyed. All right. They that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Woo. All right. Verse 30. Also the Carmanians. All right. The Carmanians is talking about the Iranians. All right. We're going to prove that in a second. All right. Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. Woo! All right. So when you read things like this, Iran in full-scale war with U.S., Israel, and Europe, president says, all right, the Lord is amping things up. All right. The scriptures are playing out. All right. Everything the true prophets and the true servants of the Lord have been prophesying is finally playing out. It's all coming to pass. All right. So, where was I at? All right. So it says also, and we're going to prove that the Carmanians is talking about the Iranians. All right. Also, the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. Woo. All right. And with great power shall they come. All right. Yeah. Iran going to come with that great power, man, because they hate Israel with a passion. And guess who's allies with Israel? America. And they hate America because America just bombed, all right, Iran this year. All right. It says also the Carmanians raging in wrath, the Carmanians being the Iranians, all right, the Persians, right? Also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come. Woo! And join battle with them. All right, who they going to join battle with? Who the Iranians going to join battle with? With Russia. You can also read about that in Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. It tells you that Persia, all right, which is the Iranians, all right, they're going to be with Russia to destroy the land of Israel and the land of America. All right, and this verse is going to explain that too as well. But let's start from the beginning. It says, also the Carmanians, being the Iranians, all right, raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, which is Russia, all right, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians, which is talking about America, all right. It's not talking about the actual land of Assyria, man, all right, because in the Bible, Babylon is known as the Assyria as well. So it says, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians, which is America, man. So it's going to be Russia and Iran, all right. That's gonna destroy this place, man, America. All right, and the scriptures say that they're gonna come forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come. Woo, Iran gonna come with that power, man. All right, they gonna obtain that nuclear power some way or some, even if it's not by their own hand, right? Because when you read Ezekiel the 38th chapter, all right, it tells you that Russia is going to be a guard unto all these other nations, especially Iran. All right, Russia has the largest nuclear arsenal in the world. So guess what Russia probably going to do? Hand out nuclear missiles to Iran, and Iran going to use them against where? Israel, America, all right, Babylon. All right, so let's prove the Carmanians, right, is talking about the Iranians, right? Let's look it up real quick. right? Carmania, all right? Look at that. Carmania, Encyclopedia Iranica. You see? So you got Encyclopedia Iranica, all right? Carmania, all right? So when you read about, it says right here, also the Carmanians, all right? That's talking about the Iranians, all right? Also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, with Russia, right? And shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians, which is America. All right. And that's why you have this article right here. Iran in full-scale war with U.S., Israel, and Europe, president says. All right. And we're going to get into this article in a second. All right. So let's prove also the Carmanians, which is Iran. All right. So it says Carmania. All right. Region East Fars province. All right. Approximately equivalent to modern day Kermane. All right. The old Persian form, all right, and then it says Elam, all right, because the the Iranians, all right, the Persians, all right, that their true nationality is Elam, all right, Elamites, that's who they really are, Elamites, all right, their forefather is Elam, all right, and out of Elam come the Elamites, which today they're known as the Iranians, all right, so it says Carmania, region east of Fars province, all right, approximately equivalent to modern day Kermane, the old Persian. You see? So the Persians, which are the Iranians, all right, because Persia changed their name to Iran, what? We already covered that, all right, in 1935, all right, Persia, all right, officially became Iran in 1935, all right, under the leadership of Reza Shah Pahlavi. All right, this change, excuse me, this change was significant as it aimed to reconnect the country with its ancient Aryan roots, all right, and establish a modern national identity. The name Iran is derived from the word Aryan, all right, linking it to the country's ancient roots, while Persia was an exonym, all right, used by Western nations, all right. All right, so now you see that Carmania, all right, is talking about Iran, all right, the old Persia, because we just established that Persia is what? Iran. All right, Persia changed its name, all right, to Iran in 1935, all right, as you see right here, all right. So when you read, all right, that it says Carmania, all right, it says also the Carmanians raging in wrath, all right, which are the Iranians, all right, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, which is Russia, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians, which is America. So they're going to destroy this place, America, man. All right, Russia, Iran, all of Russia's allies, right, are also going to destroy not just America, but Israel, the land of Israel, what's known as the land of Israel today, right? So let's get into this article. All right, let's get into this article. All right, hold on a sec. All right, so it says Iran in full-scale war with U.S., Israel, and Europe, president says. All right, Iranian President Mossad Pezeshkian, all right, said that Tehran is in a full-scale war with the U.S., Israel, and Europe, describing the country's diplomatic situation as complicated and excuse me, complicated and difficult. All right. It says, in my opinion, all right, we are in a full-scale war with America, all right, Israel and Europe, all right. They do not want our country to stand on its feet, Pezeshkian, all right, said in a lengthy interview, all right, posted, all right, to the official website of Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, all right, on Saturday. Read that again. It says, in my opinion, we are in a full-scale war with America, Israel, and Europe. All right, they do not want our country to stand on its feet, Pezeshkian said in a lengthy interview posted on the official website of Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei on Saturday. All right, this war is worse than the war in Iraq with us. All right. If one understands well, this war is much more complicated and difficult, Pezeshkian added, referring to the 1980-1988 Iran-Iraq war. All right, Pezeshkian said that despite sanctions and foreign pressure, Iran remains steadfast and capable of defending its national interest. All right. It says the interview was published ahead of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visit to the U.S. All right, where he will meet with the U.S. President Donald Trump at the latter's Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida. Iran is among the topics expected to be under discussion. All right, and Israel wants to attack Iran again. All right, Israel wants to attack Iran again. All right, and that order is coming from on high, the elite bankers, the Rothschilds, and I'm gonna get into that in the next lesson. All right, because when you read a book called The World Order, written by Eustace Mullins, which Eustace Mullins he was educated, all right, at the Library of Congress. That's where he got all his information. That's where he did all his studying. All right, and he wrote many books. He wrote a book called The World Order, and it goes into how the Rothschilds, because there's a saying, all wars are bankers' wars. Right? All wars are bankers' wars, and that's true. The Rothschilds, they create all the wars. Right? They start the wars. All right? They create the wars, right? And they also determine the outcome of the war. This whole world is a stage. You got to understand. So when a country attacks another country, that's being done by the Rothschilds. All right? Because the country can't even attack another country without the Rothschilds saying, go ahead. So when you see things like Israel attacking Iran, that's the Rothschilds creating that war. All right? Because the elites, all right, the elite bankers like the Rothschilds family, the Rockefellers, the Collins family, the DuPonts, right? The elite bankers, they create all these wars, right? And there's a plan that goes by the name of that Albert Pike and Mazzini blueprint plan, which the plan was to start 3 world wars, and the third world war was to bring controversy and conflict between the Muslim world and the Judaism world, and that's exactly what you see happening right now. They're going by that blueprint, the Albert Pike and Mazzini blueprint, and I've done lessons on that many times. All right, and I might get into that the next lesson. I might also go into that book the next lesson. All right, but it says the meeting is, but this is all prophecy. This is all the Lord is got everything playing out just like the scriptures say, man. All right, Isaiah 55:11. My word shall not return unto me void, and it shall go and accomplish whithersoever I please. All right. So it says the meeting is expected to be on advancing the Gaza peace plan, disarming Hamas, demilitarizing Gaza, and the fate of the last hostage still remaining in the Strip. A spokesperson for the Israeli Foreign Ministry, all right, said before the Israeli delegation departed on Sunday for the U.S. The spokesperson added that Netanyahu's agenda is expected to include the danger Iran poses, yeah, all right, but that order is coming from on high, man, the Rothschilds, all right, because they want to attack Iran again, because that's how the whole world is going to be drawn into the conflict of World War III. That's how World War III is going to be created, by bringing conflict, all right, and trouble and controversy between the Muslim world and the Judaism world. That's how the rest. Because guess who's allies with Iran? Russia, right? Guess who's allies with Israel? America, Babylon, and guess who's enemies with each other? Russia and America. So that's going to bring Russia and America, all right, at war. And prophecy is going to be fulfilled. And the rest of this world is going to be drawn in, man, to this third world war, bro. This earth is getting ready to be swallowed. America is getting ready to be swallowed and engulfed by thermonuclear destruction. Thus save the Lord, thus save the Bible. Thus save Yahweh, all right? Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right? So it says the U.S. and Israel combined, all right, to attack Iran in June, all right, during a 12-day conflict that killed some 1,100 Iranians and saw strikes against Iran's key nuclear facilities, its air defense network, and prominent military and Islamic Revolution Guard Corps, all right, sites around the country. All right, senior military, IRGC, and nuclear research personnel were among those killed. Retaliatory missile attacks by Iran killed 28 people in Israel. All right. It says it led up to and during the June conflict, Netanyahu repeatedly hinted that Israel may pursue a regime change strategy in Iran, seeking to topple the Khomeini-led theocracy there. All right, this is your opportunity to stand up, Netanyahu said in an address to Iranians during the war. All right. So you see, man, these are pictures, man. All right. Petition costs, that's a whole nother article. It says Trump even raised, excuse me, it says Trump even raised the prospect of killing Khomeini in the days before the U.S. joined Israel's campaign. We know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding, Trump wrote on social media. He isn't an easy target, but is safe there. We are not going to take him out, all right? At least not for now, all right? The months since the conflict, we have seen little progress on a new deal to constrain Iran's nuclear program or cap its ballistic missile arsenal. Two goals long expressed by Trump. All right. Early this month, Trump said that Iran can try to rebuild its ballistic missile program, but it's going to take them a long time to come back. But if they don't want to come back without a deal, but if they do want to come back without a deal, then we're going to obliterate that one too, Trump said. All right, you know we can knock out their missiles very quickly. We have great power, all right, but not powerful enough, all right, because America's going to be destroyed, all right. Obviously not powerful enough because Babylon, the great daughter of Babylon, Mystery Babylon, all right, is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. Thus save the Lord, thus save the Bible. All right, America. All right. So, yeah, you can read the rest of this article for yourself. It's just this little bit. All right, so I just wanted to bring you this news real quick. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Ratazah. This lesson was edifying. All right, so on to the next one. Shalom, shalom.